All right, we're here with Bell High School head football coach Joey Whittington. How are you today?
Doing good.
All right, ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what are your expectations for the season?
Just looking to have a bounce back year. We were definitely below expectations last year with a 2-8 record, and that's been our focus since December. We've had pretty good turnout in the weight room in the off season. Had a good spring game, or a good spring season. Our game was like ended up being a scrimmage, but there was a lot of effort and good execution there. And then the summer workouts and 7-on-7s have gone well, and so far we're 4 days into the fall season, and I've been pretty happy with where the kids are at. Where the coaches are at as far as about focusing on the stuff and staying healthy and being ready to execute this season.
You finished second, or you came in a runner-up spot in the SSAA 1A championship game. You rallied in the second half, came up short. How has that motivated the team going this year? Have you used it at all?
I think they know that the pieces are there. Last year, we had kind of a season I've really never dealt with as a coach, assistant coach, or head coach, with the amount of injuries and this and that. Like, we didn't start the same offensive line twice last year. And we had a lot of young guys. I mean, even this year they're still young, but having some guys last year in that playoff, in that bracket game, playoff game, we were playing 8th graders and 9th graders in key spots, and it kind of clicked in the second half. We had a pretty good second half. We ran out of time. Kudos to Space Coast. They put us in a bind in the first half, but I think they could see some of those things. Now if we stick to it and work on it, then even though next year we're only going to be, we're going to play a freshman, we're going to play a handful of sophomores in key spots, and then all of our seniors are starters, and then we got that junior class that's filling out. I think they see that the potential to have a good year is there.
What class do you expect the most out of this year?
I always actually told the boys this the other night. We had a team meeting on Monday night, and you always kind of expect more out of the seniors, and the reason is especially for this group, they've done it the longest. Like last year, we had 5 seniors, and only 2 of them had played more than 2 years before going into their senior year. This year, we have 8 seniors, and 7 of them are starters, and 7 of them are returning starters. So they've played the game. They know the thing. The other thing I think you rely on seniors is it should just mean more to them. I mean, when I was talking to the team the other day, they have right now on paper they have 10 chances to play football again, and we all know the percentages about going to the next level. There's, come November, that could be the last time that they ever put on a helmet again. So you kind of expect more out of them because you hope, and what they have shown is that it should mean more to them. We have key contributors at every grade level, but, hopefully if those seniors kind of take that role and understand that what they have at stake, I think that, they'll help us lead us to where we want to be.
Second year in SSAA, what do you expect now that the team knows how that works?
Well, so it's our second year, but they've changed some things on us. The SSAA 11-man for the public school has grown. It started out as 4 teams, and we were not in it that year. We joined last year, and it went up to 11 teams. The goal was to go to 12. We had a team drop out last minute, so we only ended up with 11. This year, we're at 16. We're at the ability this year to have a north and a south. So there's 8 of us in the north, and then 8 teams in the south, and then they're going to bracket it off, and at the end, they're going to have a North champion play the South champion for the SSAA state championship. I think just the dynamics of that, it breaks the status quo. Like last year our last 2 regular season games on the schedule were SSAA playoff games. This year, with the growth of the league, we actually have a true playoff. We will play 10 games and then play in the playoffs. So it'll be a true, lose and go home situation, a true playoff feel. A little bit different than in the FHSAA is week 0, the August 16th game. Most everybody in the area is going to be playing a preseason game. Our game versus Oak Hall matters. It counts. It will count. It'll be in effect for us for playoff positioning and things like that. So having those things where you hit the ground running, it helps out to me with these first few weeks of practice. Like, hey, we can't just limp into a preseason game, figure out what we got to work on, and then try to get better. Like, y'all are going to play. You're going to have 14 practices and then play a game that matters. And I think that dynamic has 100% helped us as far as focus and effort out there at the field.
What game are you looking forward to this season?
I mean, I'm one of those guys, Matt, me, that if we're keeping score, I want to win. So I look forward to every Friday night. I mean, obviously, there's those games, just going through the schedule. Clearly our local games that we like, Trenton and Branford, they're our local rivals. We look forward to playing them. Every year, always good competition. Coach Porch down at Trenton and Coach Clark at Branford, they both do a great job with their programs. game I'm excited about is we got Franklin County back on the schedule. We played them for 4 years a few years ago, and it's one of those competitive, friendly rivalries. Good, very similar schools, and enjoy getting them back on the schedule. But I would say those kind of three, and they're actually our first three of our first 4 ball games. Got some new guys on the schedule. We've never played Old Plank before. Never played Lake Weir before, so getting those guys on the schedule. We got Bronson back on the schedule after a few years off. Kind of excited about getting them back because they're another local team to us. Added Bishop Snyder. Before I was the head coach here, I think Bell and Bishop Snyder played each other pretty regularly. It just hadn't been able to work out in recent history, but we got them back. So I'm really looking forward to the whole schedule, like where we're at.
You made any changes this offseason that you think will help going forward?
We kind of not really necessarily major changes. I mean, we've had due to made some position changes. Isaac Johnson was our starting running back last year. He's going to take over at quarterback this year, and he's been doing a good job as far as running the offense. That'll kind of dictate what we do. He can throw the ball, but he's more of a runner, so that kind of modifies what we do, and kind of opens up that avenue of the playbook. And then just defensively, we move some people around. Not necessarily any major changes. It's not like we've made a cornerback a defensive end or anything like that, but just kind of those subtle changes that I think putting people in the best position to make them successful. I think that's going to work out well for us. And then we've kind of had some switching around on the coaching staff. I'm going to take back over play calling. I'm very excited about that. That's of no issue. We had a coach, Coach Ertzberger, just moved back home, to be close to his family. Definitely 100% don't blame him on that. But I'm excited about that opportunity to get back into doing that. And then hopefully all those combinations will lead us to some success this year.
Joey Whittington, head football coach at Collins.
All right, thank you.